Hi children, welcome to class. How are you? After completing of the feeding habits of the animals, we were classified into four classes like herbivores, carnivores, omnivores and scavengers. That everything we were discussed very detailed in the previous class. Now we are going to know about very important, that is the sensitivity of animals. So the sensitivity of the animals, before we are going to know about the sensitivity of animals, first we should know what is the sense organs, their functions. Children, I would like to ask you, when you are in the primary or upper primary or first class, do you know in the first or second lessons, sense organs? So eyes to see, nose to the smell, tongue to the taste, or ears to the ear, or skin to the respond. So these things we were discussed in the previous classes, but it is useful in the upper classes when you go very detailed. So now we are going to know about detail the sense organs, their functions. Let's see children. Sense organs are the specialized among to other organs. So the sense organs are outermost organs. So composed of the sensory neurons. So the nerve system, which is help us to perceive and respond our surrounding. There are 5 sense organs already we know. So children, we people of human being, we can prepare our food and we can store our food in our daily life, and it is utilized as a cooking. But whereas the animals comes, they cannot be prepared their food. They have to take their food at the time, or they have to locate the place where they located of the food, or sometimes some of the enemies are presented, so they have to protect from their enemies. So these all the things are there. So let's we see, most animals feed regularly, but first they must locate the food. To do these things, use their wide range of the sense organs like smell, sight, or hearing, or taste, or touch. Some animals rely more one of the sense organs. So when you take a dog in your house, that is a pet animal. So when we see the sniffing, so when any people comes, or immediately it has the more sensitivity. So they have the more sensitivity of. Can you see some of the animals, like let's see animals with the best hearing. So when we go, like examples, moth or bat or owl or elephant, dog, horse, dolphin, rat, pigeon. Such animals are the best example of the hearing. Then animals with the best eyesight. So these are the all nectorial animal, all. So we can see during night time. So only night time only it is more visible than other animals. So these are the night time, they can be visible. So that we call as a nectorial. So animals like best sense of the smell, we can see in our house. The dog is a best sense of the smell and sniff whatever the object or the food material they take. First they have to sniff. So children, let's see the dog. Again the moths will come, socks. In the we see the oceans or the seas, the most of the sharks are they have the smell of the sense, they have the most. Even the 8 kilometers away from the place, the blood smell, they can be recognized, immediately it has to be reached. And fish, or some mates, flies, bears, or elephant, or kiwi, or some smell animals like mammals have the high sensitivity of the smell also presented, children. Now let's see not only the food what they located, they can see with the location of the food, but finding food is one kind of the thing, and collecting food is another kind of the thing, or collecting, or we can say capture. So frog has to be captured, or some mosquitoes also is quite another. So many animals have specialized, I said, the body parts like the sense organs to see or to hear or to taste, or with the sense of the skin respond. Am I clear? So that we can see in a very detail. Am I clear? So children, we have to know about the animals also. They have the more sensitivity than other animals compared to some of the animals. They have some high sensitivity of the hearing or sight visible. We see some vultures from the sky. They see the prey where it is presented with very knack. Again they come and they catch and they have to go. So these are the presented. Now let's we see the sensitivity in for examples. Am I clear? Let's we see. Okay children, let's we see how does a frog get its food. It is very interesting to watch a frog get its food. A frog throws out its sticky tongue towards an insect. The insect gets stuck on the frog's tongue, then the frog swallows it. So, when we see the frogs in our surrounding, or sometimes in the ponds, or sometimes in the wells, or in the river banks also, the frogs they have to open their sticky tongue towards the insects or some flies also. So that is a very interesting factor which the frogs has the sensitivity of the insects to catch through their tongue. Okay, children. Then another one is, how does a cow get its food? We know the animals like the cow depends on plants for food. They are herbivores. Animals like cow, goat, buffalo, sheep, giraffe, camel, elephant, deer, etc. Eat different parts of animals like green or dry grass, or we can call them as a hay grass, or leaves and some of the branches of the plants also. So when we observe them, a cow or buffalo, while it eats its food, we see the different their teeth structures are presented and well located of their molars and premolars. Why? Because of they chew the food. So we know the rumination. What is the rumination? Some of the animals like cow, buffalo, camel, or they chew the food before that they swallow the food. Then they keep into the stomach. After some times, they take food materials back from the stomach and they take the food in the chewing again when they relax time. So this is a process as called as a rumination. Am I clear? So rumination is the first they take the food into their mouth and they swallow the food immediately. Then they store in the stomach. After when it has to be relaxed, they take back of the food and chew the long time. So the well developed of the molar and premolars. They cut the food, the grass or the we say hay grass or mean dry grass also. Am I clear? And we have the fat animal like how a dog gets its food. Observe a dog in your surroundings. How does it get food from? So write your own way if you know. So because of this is presented in your location only. Dogs eat food by using their sharp teeth and the tongue. Wild animals like a lion, fox, wolf, tiger, and others also have sharp teeth. We have to know their here the canines are well developed. When we see their structure of the teeth, their canines are the well developed to tear their flesh from the bones. So whatever I said, especially wild animals. So these wild animals are they have the well developed of their canines. They tear the flesh from the bones, and their claws also very strong claws are presented. They have to catch or they have to hit the food or the prey. Am I clear, children? So these are the some of the example of the finding food and hunting also, how to get their food. So this is the especially what I am going to say. In the villages, we can see those who are the farmers. They are always in the paddy or in the crop. They used to be in the water of the river water. So they found some of the sticky, like the structures, leaves. So we see when we walk on the banks of the ponds or the canals, or when we are in the doing the paddy, so some of the leads are the stuck towards the legs or the thigh. So we can see the different kinds of the animals. Of course, the leeches or snails, the earthworms are presented, but leeches are attached to our skin. Do you found anything going to happen? Yes, we are not able to found that, because it will be suck the blood from our body. So without knowing to us, after sucking the blood, we are going to know there is something getting more pain. So once the leads are attached to our body, we cannot separate them very easily. So we have to be very careful. That's a very danger of sucking the blood from us. Children, so the sensitivity of animals are very required. Without their having the high sensitivity, they cannot find, they cannot locate, they cannot hunt the food. And also organs like mouth, tongue, claws, their forelimbs or hind limbs are also help to catch the food. So we have to be privileged of their how they are hunting the food, and they are also day to day life of they have to survive of life without food. Is it possible? No, it should be needed of the food to all the living creatures. So if you say the living creatures require the food also very very essential. How the water, how the air, how the food and the shelters, these things are the very very required for all the living creatures. And also, my dear children, let's we say the sources of the food again, plants and animals only. Even the animals also depend upon, like us, plants and animals only, which is created themselves. Am I clear? So once again, we have to observe your surrounding, whether the pet animals are there. Most probably we have the pet animals. Why do you want the pet animals? The pet animals are useful to our day to day. In all the ways they are helping to us. So that is the main the focus of we are having the pet animals. So you observe whatever like dogs are there, cats are there, lizards are there, how they are catching food, or we say that what we say flies are there, how they suck the food, they have the proboscis are there, sensitivity, or frog or cow, buffalo or cat, rabbits, elephants also. When we have seen, or you just watch the animals plants or discovery channels, we can get different which we cannot able to see, because they locate from different areas, different countries and different regions also. So I hope that children, we have to be gain the knowledge, we have to understand what presented our surrounding as per the teachers are telling. So whatever the lessons I said, for example our food lesson I said, in that our food lesson also we have seen what kind of the food daily we are taking, and daily same kind of the food we are taking or variety food we are taking. Next lesson is playing with the magnets. Magnets are help in our life in a day, in a widely and the wide of the materials are used in the machines or any simple machine or the complex machine or doors we are making. So that is also magnets we are using. And next lesson, rain also, without rain we can't get the food. So in our body also 70% of the water is required. So water is very very essential of our life. Next one is what do animal eat. So this lesson we have to be understand, not only we are there, the social animals are presented, they also should be important role has to be take. So that I am going to say in the next session, that is a food chain. So food chain is very very important. Everything depend upon the this whatever I discuss. The food chain is a very vital role it has to take. So we will see in the next class. Thank you.